Village of Roslyn, Long Island, New York. Village of Roslyn near Manhasset and Glen Cove. That's right. First time it's Roslyn, the village of Roslyn. Around the village of Manhasset and Glen Cove, which I've been to before. I gave you some good photo and video of those places last time I was over here. It's great, y'all. A lot of firsts and a lot of daring moves today. It was very much rewarding, very much worth its while. Just stepping up to be who I believe myself to be, who I believe my future self to be. That's not money, what's going on. And the reason I'm emphasizing believe myself to be is I was just listening to the S2S podcast, which releases usually on a Thursday weekly from Eric Thomas and ETA. Follow S2S podcast, and we're talking about how neither of them really began wealthy, super wealthy. They didn't come from money as such. But when you look at them, there's a backstory on them. When it comes to Jamal, he's the 95 millionaire. After college football, and he didn't get drafted, him not playing professional football, and if the hood really wants football and basketball like that, or is it the optional ticket that we see? And that's just part of what we're talking about. Yes, we love it. Yes, we do it well. But the effort sometimes. You gotta go listen to that episode. But talking about Jamal, from that point where football had seen its plateau at the moment for him, he did what was good of his surrounding. He had a law enforcement family. So he actually served 20 years as a Chicago police officer. He grew up in that community, Chicago area. And recently retiring, him being in his early to mid 40s, he was building companies with his wife, daycare, real estate property management. He actually owns, operates, manages real estate. So he has multiple $1 million flows of income, and he just recently called it a day on his law enforcement service for 20 years. Eric Thomas is talking about he used to be homeless, now he owns multiple homes. And Jamal added in now, he added in there, he said, and on the same block, by the way, on the same block. Kind of challenged the question. But it's great to hear that. And it's about believing. They were talking about believing yourself. If you're single and you desire to mate, the spouse, believe in yourself. See life as a rule. Make your life, make your life for having a wife. Feel me? Make your life for having children. Make your life for that real estate. Make your life for being a snowbird. I'm from Florida, so some of my followers, if you're from Florida, you get it. If you know about Florida, you get it. I'm from Atlantic coast of Florida, Fort Pierce. There's a lot of people technically snowbirds. I saw a lot of places this year for the first time. Some I've seen before of where they're from, and they come visit us in the winter season, the late fall winter season. They actually have multiple homes, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's something I desired a long time ago. But I guess being associated, connected to such communities, even though I didn't come from money as such, just being associated with Fort Pierce, with Vero Beach, the Treasure Coast area, you will see that. But to hear Eric Thomas talk about that, him being from Detroit, Michigan, his college years brought him to Huntsville, Alabama, but him being in Detroit, Lansing, being in Lansing, Michigan, being in San Diego, he wants the Caribbean, the Hawaiian, all that. That's really cool. Believing yourself. And part of, I had already stepped up a bit today. I did my first New York City delivery today. I had Best Buy. I was just doing a bunch of work around New Jersey, New York, a certain area. I was getting in. I was determined to get in. I took a nap at one point early this morning. After early morning grind, got something done. Took a nap, got back to it. I just had a steady flow. I picked up another batch of Home Depot orders. It was all Home Depot in the morning. After having some McDonald's in the late night. You know what I'm saying? And early rides to the Home Depot. Nap. Another batch New York Hawthorne over in the valley, around West Nyack, Western River Valley. It was amazing, did that. But I noticed when I got done with a certain one in New York, in the Hudson Valley, across 287, Governor Mario Cuomo Bridge, at over in White Plains, Best Buy. This is on the radio. I noticed there was one going to New Jersey, New Milford, New Jersey. But I also noticed there was one going to Port Washington, which is very near this community. I was just in Port Washington. Uber used to live up there. And I also noticed before, kind of around the same time, there's one to New York City, around right by Rucker, the famous basketball court. I noticed that when I got there. I'm like, wow, I'm on a bridge above. You know, there was a border of Bronx, Harlem, what have you. I'm not from New York, but actually going to New York City delivery, getting in there, talking garage, know how to weave around the city. Like I say, my exposure has been Miami, Tampa, Jacksonville, Orlando, a little exposure. I've touched a little bit with DC now, DC, Maryland, and Cleveland. Cities like that, right? So, having that parking experience, they look back in my car, walking, 163rd delivery, guy's apartment, dropped that off, walked back. It didn't take long at all. Just a few minutes experience of what New York City streets are like first. But it added to the gross revenue of the day is why that's important. It's like facing my fears, doing something I didn't do. Because I really want to get somewhere, y'all. I really want to get somewhere. I want to amass in the same 24 hours. That's my challenge to myself today. In the same 24 hours, let's amass more. Let's stop being scared. Let's stop saying, oh, it's big and scary over here. Because that's what I heard in my hometown. Or the community around my family. Live to tell the triumph. Live to tell the story, the triumph. So I got that done. I decided to hit that New York City one first. Go to New Milford. The way New York and New Jersey sit on that border, you're minutes apart. I hit the New Milford, dropped that off to a person, went to the Little, the grocery store, LIDL for the first time. The swing person was great. Up snacks. Cost me extra $5 for change. Look for the bank, just in case I had to pay a toll. Withdrawal. Headed back this way, because I'm 2 deliveries out of 3 down. I got all 3 from Best Buy. Coming over here. Neighborhood of an hour-and-a-half time. Facing New York City rush hour evening traffic. I did. Just facing it. Got that delivery. It's raining outside too, y'all. You know what I'm saying? You can see it. In Rosslyn, the village of Rosslyn in New York, on the Long Island area. Long Island region. On the shop trying to get my food on. TJ Jones, what's up, man? I'm putting it on IGTV after. Hopefully it sounds more fluid than I feel. Hopefully I'm making sense here. But sticking with it, making sure I eat the right things. I'm doing good, TJ. Talking about, man, facing the fears. I did a lot of first today, TJ. Actually did a New York City delivery. I've been close before, but I mean, New York City by Rucker delivery, you know? And it made all the difference. Just doing the best to amass the gross revenue, because as I'm out here, you know, the goal is to get somewhere, you know. Pass the baton of this business off to a lot of other people, millions, but to get somewhere. Get out of that crazy debt, put money up, secure my living, you know what I mean? Secure my living. Invest, so I can be a part of the people that pass it, that teach people how to invest. You know, I invest a little more. I'm talking billions. And I will pay the cost to do it. I'll be glad to share it back with people. Just talking about it earlier. Oh, New York, man. The Roslyn, Long Island. It would be the North Shore of the Long Island Sound. That's where I am right now, man. And the restaurant is called Chop. Chop is a good place. I got the Georgia Cobb salad, and I got a Mexican chicken soup. Trying to do the right thing, man. Help me get some body fat off myself, man. It really has. I noticed I got a little too. I was seeing too much reward for desserts and drinks. Too much reward, body fat pockets. But I'm gonna eat this to some deliveries. But man, it's amazing to face that Oh, I heard them go there. You just hear maybe feedback. People getting a jam for even going to a certain time. Well, I've never really been about the trouble, you know. And I want to clarify that. When you got cousins and uncles that already made the mistakes and you see the consequences, it ain't too thrilling, you know what I mean? When you set goals and you reinforce an environment, football, reinforce goal setting, what kind of life you want to have, it's just not that enticing. So I'd really be up to the good. And that's part of the purpose of these videos, to inspire somebody else. Guys, I'm going to sign off now. It was great stories. It's just like, man, just like massive. That's not a brag. It's like, man. And I was just self-taught. Like, I'm 90%, I go there. And I know I'm inspiration to others. It's time to trade at 34 going on 35 this fall. It's not a trick. If somebody told you that, let's unlock that 10%. You know what I mean? Going 100. Some say 100. It's all good. Be blessed, y'all. Love you. Peace.